All right. So your first article, every news channel, is that you? You're
I'm
saying
just
it's
saying
on
every
every
news
news
channel's
channel?
reporting it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dangerous strike ahead.
Yeah. So here comes Hurricane Ian. This is absolutely devastating for, anybody that's going to be in a direct hit. And it could be devastating. Like they're talking about flash flooding when it gets through Florida to Georgia and to
Winds.
the
It's at 4. I
Carolinas.
think
And
it's category 4 right now too.
yeah.
It's
And
like
so
120
it's
mile an hour
really
winds.
bad. I don't want to sound like in the last segment I was trying to downplay hurricanes at all.
Yeah.
I'm not. I hate hurricanes. I still have scar tissue from Hurricane Irene, from Superstorm Sandy up in Connecticut, where Irene, I was without power 10 or 11 days. And then Sandy, I was without power for 7 days. So I do, and that is completely a first world problem. I get it. I was without
Yeah.
power for 10 days. And like
Yeah.
some people don't have power out there in the
And
world.
I
Like
don't even think that those were real. Like I think Irene was maybe just a category 1. So we are talking about.
Well, Irene was over 100-mile
I don't think it
winds.
was. I don't think it was nearly as big as this. In
No, no, no,
Sandy,
no, no. It wasn't as big as this. I
no.
agree with you there. But
Yeah.
What was Hurricane Irene? What was the category? Category 3. It was a Cat 3.
It was.
Irene. Yeah,
Okay.
Irene was pretty significant. I
Hmm.
don't know what category Sandy got up to. Hurricane 3 as well. So those are both category 3s. This is going to be a 4, could potentially get up to a 5, could drop down to a 3. Who the
Yeah.
heck knows? Because I've been
Who
wrong
knows?
all week.
Okey-doke.
I'm packing up and heading over to Miami just in case they're right. I don't want to be without power if I can help it. And Miami looks like it's going to be safe. That being said, how does this tie back into agents? I remember during Superstorm Sandy was my first year in real estate. First thing I did when the coast was clear was, and my family was safe, for obviously first things like I'm doing right now down here, get the family safe, right?
Yeah.
So make sure your house is in order. Make sure you have a plan. If you're in an evacuation route, all of that. Step 2, if you have the motivation, the energy, the ambition to be a part of your community and give back, this is the best time to do it as a real estate agent. So I know me and my partner at the time, we jumped in our car the minute Sandy was, kind of clear. We grabbed a chainsaw and this is not like the movie, The Chainsaw. This is just, grabbing a chainsaw in an SUV and started driving the road and clearing out some trees. And we had like a mission. We were going to a waterfront house to check on it for the homeowner because this property is supposed to close the next week. And we want to see assess the damage and all of that. And so we finally made it down, but along the way, we were helping the roads, helping people, doing whatever we could do. And I think back on like all the agents that did so many different things to help their community. And during those first 2, 4, 6 weeks of COVID, if you're in one of these communities, this is just a time to step up and be a great member of your community that you work in, that you serve. And there's so many people right now. The big thing, I'll give you an example of something I'm not seeing agents doing on a Facebook chat. There's a Facebook chat in our community and people are talking about hurricane shutter installation. You got to put these shutters on your windows.
Yep.
And I don't see one agent down here chiming in. These are all homeowners finding people, helping other homeowners. This is a great opportunity for agents to actually be part of the community, to actually help out.
Yeah.
And, maybe agents should be going to their past clients and putting up the shutters for them. I don't know. Like I went unrepresented in my house, but I represented myself. That means, so I guess I'll be out there putting my shutters up, but it does provide a great opportunity after you've taken care of your family to go out there and do something for your community, do something for your clients and help them out and just lend a helping hand. So, that's how I think about these things. There's obviously, if you're evacuating, there's still things you can do, like passing information along. Going back to like the moving struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going crazy because they can't find the right person. And now finally one of the homeowners found somebody that's going around and helping everybody.
I think what's really helpful, again, if you are evacuating, I would even recommend like maybe giving updates along the way, like how much traffic is there, like how many people are, or like there's still gas at the intersection of, this and that, or hey, I went into the Walmart and there's still water on the back shelf. There's maybe 12 cases. So I know that you're supposed to be evacuating for your family and for your safety, but maybe just along the way while you're driving, just kind of give some updates if there's going to be a lot of people evacuating behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I love that. Be the reporter the entire step of the way for your community, and people remember this stuff. People remember those who stepped up during COVID during the first, 2 to 6 weeks in their communities. People in these communities that are hit hard are going to remember those that do and don't step up. And by the way, if this thing really does hit like it's, supposedly going to hit, there's going to be a whole bunch of people that need our help. And so, if you're if you're in another part of the country, you're probably able to, donate some of the
Yeah.
aftermath that could happen, I would encourage you to do so.
All right. Next one. You ready? Wow, we're
Yeah.
really switching gears here. So, Wall Street Journal article: high schools are starting too early, scientists say.
Yeah, so we are switching gears in a big way. Back to reality, Nicole. High schools are starting too early. Sleep scientists
I feel like
is
Wall
what they
Street
say.
Journal's a little
So,
behind on this one, though. In
yeah.
our town up
uh,
here in Connecticut, there was a whole study. We actually start school later now because of this. They were trying to swap the elementaries and the high school for a
So
while.
what
There was like
time
a
do you
whole
start?
vote.
What time do you start?
So when I went to high school here, we started at probably like 7, maybe 15, and now they don't start until almost 7:45. So they added about a half hour onto the front end. So everyone's getting out
That's
about
what
a half hour
Yeah, I think I started
later.
at 7:13.
Yeah, now it's later. It's about 7:45 that the high school starts. So there was a huge, like, they wanted to swap. They wanted to switch elementary and make elementary go at 7:15 instead of 9:15. Um, at the end of the day, it ended up turning into the buses couldn't accommodate all of the time changes. And then obviously, and I don't mean to steal your left, middle, right here, but even after school activities would have been completely destroyed too, between people
Yep.
working and then also obviously like athletic events too. But go ahead,
Yeah,
you do your spiel.
because it gets dark out at a certain time.
Oh yeah, well then they're not getting out till 4:15. I mean, that's
Mhm.
2 hours later. Yeah.
You're
Anyway.
because you have 3 I'll give you my thoughts in a second. You have
Yeah.
3 children and you have
Yes.
a husband
That's a
who's a
teacher. Yep.
school teacher. So it's like
Mhm.
I feel like your opinion is actually more valuable than mine on this. The Do you like the 7:45? Would you like it to be later? What's your thoughts on it all?
I'm actually okay with the time. I mean, I feel like I did it. Everyone can do it. I will say that my oldest doesn't do sports, so it's not like she's doing the sports and having to do homework. So there's it, at the end of the day, it really boils down to your nighttime routine. If you have
Mhm.
your nighttime routine in check, your morning is no problem. I mean, I have no problem
Yeah.
waking any of my children in the morning as long as we're going to bed at a reasonable hour. No one is up past 9:30
Yep.
or sometimes even as late as 10. I mean, it's just making the responsible choices on the front side for
Yeah,
sure.
there's a couple things here. You nailed it. Number one, it's accountability with the parents on the nighttime routine.
Yeah.
Can you get your kids into bed? If you can't control your kids, you can't get them into bed. That's on you, right? And
Yeah.
so that's a big part of it. The other part of this that I think is overlooked is, and it's probably not in this study at all, is I agree. Number one, that kids need more time to sleep, but then you're getting into work, and how do you get those kids? If you were starting at say 8:30, then how do you get those kids into school if you're already starting your workday? So that's a struggle for sure.
Right.
And would employers be able to accommodate those needs? I think many would, but depending on where you work and all of that. In a perfect world, kids would get more sleep. This is their developmental years, and I think that would be beneficial. But I also think in the real world, we work 12 months of the year. And so I have a solution for this, Nicole. It's called kids going to school year round, just like humans work year round. Let's actually prepare them for the real world. And the real world doesn't stop for 2.5 months so you can eat Cheetos and jump in the pool and do nothing. So why not going to school year round, skip that first period, go into school at 8:30, get the extra sleep, but you make up that first period all
Throughout
summer,
the
and
year.
the
Yeah.
problem is solved, Nicole. I have now just solved it for the sleep scientists who
Mhm.
are worried. I've
Yep.
solved it for
All those teacher union workers are going to love that.
The teachers can now, basically collect a paycheck year round. Okay. They can get a little bit of extra sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's missing after school activities because you're just having a shorter school day. You're getting out. Maybe you make after school activities mandatory for all. Maybe you make this, you got to do something after school because you're getting to sleep in. I think you could make it really.
All of this just for sleeping.
All of this for an extra 45 to an hour sleep. In the comments, let me know.
Mandatory events after school.
Let me know if you think I am psychotic, if this is a little authoritarian, if you will. But I do. That's the way I would go if it was me. Yeah. And then I would get these kids doing internships for their local real estate agents.
I agree with internships for sure. Yes.
More internships for sure.
That's what we should be doing. We should be having interns for packing, right?
Oh my gosh.
I'm just trying to go full circle here.
They'd be the worst packers.
Yeah.